man. So what happened is I go on Twitter, right? And I'm a nosy bitch. So when I see like this tweet cannot be shown because the account has chosen to make their tweets private or whatever the fuck, I always click it because I'm always curious, like what kind of people have me blocked? Or is it just like actually a private account? So I check, right? I check. I open up another browser and I check to see what the account is. And it's fucking Opera. It's fucking Opera GX, the fucking browser, man. What the hell? I've never been blocked by a brand before. I didn't even know brands did block people.
I didn't know that they did either. Are you blocked just by the Opera like browser account, or are you blocked by their VTuber too?
I'm blocked by their VTuber. I'm actually not blocked by like the actual browser account. I'm blocked by their VTuber. But I've never interacted with their VTuber, so I don't know. But then, okay, so I posted, right? I posted, and I was trying to frame it more as like being blocked by the browser, because that's funnier than being blocked by a VTuber. Nobody cares about being like a VTuber beef, whatever the fuck. Right? Being blocked by the browser is funnier. So yeah, I go and I post it, and a lot of people are blocked. A lot of fucking people are blocked by the Opera GX VTuber. What the fuck? It's like a huge thing.
Some people said it was like they were blocking everyone who followed Rev, but I follow Rev and I'm not blocked. So my tits must just be too big, so they won't block me. They were sponsoring some YouTuber who did like lolly tier lists.
Oh.
And then some like underage person made a TikTok being like, how dare this browser sponsor someone putting out child sexual material? And then Opera responded and was like, holy shit, we didn't know. We don't know what lolly is. We don't know what a cunny is. And then Rev brought out all the receipts like, you knew. You fucking knew.
Okay, now I just click on it. Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys? Right here. So today we're going to be
he's so
talking
quiet.
about
What the fuck?
self-described browser
he's loud for me.
Opera GX, who has found themselves in some hot water after statements they made on Twitter earlier today.
This is 21 minutes long. What the fuck?
They went scorched earth. Like, so much shit was deleted less than 12 hours after this happened. I wanted to go over it on my stream. Nothing was archived. Nothing was still up. I had, like, this is the only record of any of this shit happening is Rev's video.
What the fuck? Why is there so much shit going on with Opera GX, man? It's a browser.
I don't fucking know.
How do you fuck up that phenomenally?
I think it's really weird for them to like lie about not knowing what lolly is, and then also have a VTuber and wanting to break into the VTuber market while also trying to disavow lolly.
I think what's really weird is like they have like a very convenient excuse, right? Like if they wanted to lie, instead of lying that you don't know what it is, just lie and say like one of the other interns or whatever the fuck that runs the account is the one that did it, and you had no idea.
They could have very easily just been like, oh, it was an intern. Fuck them.
Yeah, like why lie in a very obvious way? Like nobody knows how many people are working for you, Opera GX. Like you could, what the fuck? Yeah, just throw some dude under the bus. Why
that's what
lie?
every company does. You find your fall guy.
Yeah. Why lie? Because that's what companies do. Like, because they were going to lie anyways, right? So if you're not gonna lie, or if you're not gonna take accountability, then why not do it in a smarter way, basically?
So who is Opera GX? Well, they're most known for being annoying on Twitter.
They're so fucking annoying.
And also being accused of being Chinese
their Pride
spyware.
Month icon, I liked the thug shaker. That was funny.
That was funny. They have some funny moments, but in general, it's them and those voice mod fuckers.
Everybody wants to be Wendy's, and no one can do it.
No one can do it.
Recently, a TikTok got a lot of attention when it called out Opera GX for sponsoring a video that featured several lolly-related themes, including cunny jokes. Okay, if you don't know what cunny is, it means cute and funny. And it says, apparently, Opera GX sponsored a video ranking lollies. Now,
of course, it's Blue Archive, too.
Anyways,
wait, doesn't Blue Archive like have they ban like lowly stuff in their community, right?
I'm not sure if they do, but like my personal issue with Blue Archive is like all of the characters look like they are mega old. Like they barely have any actual lollies in the game. It's just all of them are canonically underage. Like they have an 11-year-old in the game.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like the opposite of what usually happens. What?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, I get it. You know, it's Korea, it's Japan. I get why they do that. It increases their sales. But like, personally, it's weird to me that they're not lolly the body type. They're like canonically underage. That's just me.
That's weird. Oh, VTuber Cringe is in here. Says, Kirschey, you're wrong.
I'm wrong about what?
Are you just gonna take that, Kirsha? Are you gonna take being wrong?
I mean, maybe. Depends on what I'm wrong about.
Oh my god.
My research, I
For
found
real.
this video of some guy ranking how smashable the little anime children in this game are. Guess who fucking sponsored this video? The fact that this video has a sponsor to begin with is positively absurd, but why did it have to be the browser I use? And it's not like they couldn't have predicted this. Like, the dude who made this video is literally some type of fucking lolicon influencer or something, I guess. He literally only makes videos about lollies. So this was a deliberate decision. So like, is there anyone from Opera GX who would like to comment on this? Because this is a little weird, guys.
This kid looks like he has like do not interact if, and then it's like 5 different K-pop group
Yeah.
if you stand.
Yeah. And it's also like, even if I feel weird about the Blue Archive characters being canonically underage, they're still just pixels. Like, it's not...
Yeah, I personally don't
other
care.
people- yeah, like, I just don't give a shit.
It's fictional. Who the fuck cares? Like I don't
Yeah.
understand the whole debate about it. It's just whatever.
Yeah, and especially, like, it makes sense for browser, like, Opera to sponsor him because they're, like, into the VTuber stuff. So
Yeah.
sponsoring a guy that is into that kind of community makes full sense for their browser.
Yeah, they have like a Shy Lily theme, I think. I don't know how to enable
Yeah,
it.
yeah, they had one for JonTron as well.
Did they?
Yeah, I watched his newest video and he talked about it. You can have JonTron sounds coming out of your browser.
It kind of feels like they're like trying to dip their toes into, I guess, like edgier stuff, but are just crumbling then, I guess, at the sign of any backlash at all.
Yeah,
Because like
it's
that's pretty
they want to
deliberate.
be edgy, but then they're like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, that's so weird.
So besides the self-report here where you can see that this user is subscribed to this YouTuber's channel,
I didn't really watch his lolly content. I was just monitoring him for when the police show up.
What the fuck?
go on to a further TikTok where they'll claim that they simply follow them because they follow people they hate or they're concerned about to track their whereabouts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a load of BS.
I
I'm
watch
not
gay
buying it for a
porn to know
second.
who
This
the
person's
gays
just
are to
closeted.
avoid the gays.
But nonetheless, this
Wait,
TikTok was
hold
posted
on,
on
what?
Twitter where Opera
I don't know if that's how that works. Are you constantly meeting with porn stars in real life often enough to need to avoid the gay ones?
I have the face of every gay person memorized.
What the hell? We were unaware of this, since we didn't even know what the title of the video meant. We will take action against this.
Said no sponsorship ever.
Right?
Imagine a fucking sponsorship being like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, so you know what? Yeah, just go ahead with it. No. Okay.
And like even if they don't watch the video, they at least read the fucking title.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna sign off on. They're gonna be like, okay, what does this mean, sir?
There's just no way. For those of you guys who have like no idea how sponsorships and shit usually work. Okay, usually, I can't speak for every single experience, but in general, sponsors are like very picky about what you actually put out. Basically, like a lot of sponsors, like if you're sponsored by certain brands or whatever, they'll be like, well, you can't swear or you can't bring up like these subjects or whatever. Like they're very picky. It's not, and like usually it has to be like a certain length of video. There's a lot of like minimum requirements and shit.
This as soon as we can and seize all sponsorships with this creator. Sorry about that. We do not support this type of content in the slightest.
Liars!
Another user would reply saying, first time I'm seeing such a serious tweet from this account, where OperaGX replied with, Jesus Christ, we didn't even know what the F a cunny was.
That's so like this person's not even he's not even like pointing out like cunny or anything, right? He's just like leaving because this is in response to Daiso.
Yeah.
And Daiso's tweet is so like and they're like oh, no. Bro, we had no idea,
They're like
man.
they're trying to apologize for like the title of the guy's video having the word cunny in it, but it's like you didn't need to rewrite it, my guy.
Yeah, nobody brought that up. Or that guy didn't anyway. I don't know, man.
But let's just pause for a second and absorb the
This is such a
embarrassing
cold-
nature
Hi, Naru.
of Opera GX,
Hi,
a
Naru.
browser source. So I actually covered this in a video back in 2022, which is aged like milk, by the way. But Opera GX came out and said, got something for all the Cyberpunk Edge Runner fans. If you want to cry every time you open your browser, then you need to download this wallpaper down below, where they replied with, get this to 2077 likes, and we'll upload a custom animated Rebecca
seems like a really
wallpaper,
low
which got
threshold
a
for an
lot of
account of their
people
size.
excited because Rebecca is a very popular character from this this anime and franchise,
I guess they were gonna do it anyways.
she is also a lolly, which makes a lot of anime fans like
Do
her.
you agree with this? Do you agree Rebecca is a loli?
Yeah.
I don't think she is, man.
Lolly is a body type. It's not an age. So a lolly is just any woman that is like short of stature, flat of chest, you know?
She's not really like she's so like curvy though. Yeah, I think she's more like short stack. I think loli is more, I guess, like bigger eyes, more pencil shaped body, you know? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Elin were lolly.
Yeah, I think they were like pushing it though. Like I think that's like
they didn't look underage because of their proportions, but they were like a lolly body type. And like even the creators of Rebecca called her a lolly.
didn't they?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at on screen.
Okay? She has been not only presented clearly as a lolly, it is something that has been defended by the studios that developed this anime, and they double down and say that this character is in fact a lolly. Now, what do we mean by all these cunny memes? Well, it's a short form for cute and funny. That is a way to describe lolly characters that you like. It doesn't even mean anything inherently sexual, but it's also attached to the crying emoji, okay? That is another version of
The most popular emoji.
And you can see with a lot of the Rebecca artwork, it featured this crying emoji as an obvious reference to these cunny memes and references.
Opera
okay?
posted this?
This character was very closely tied to it. So returning to
I don't think Opera posted the artwork. He was just saying that like they knew what the character was, and then they used the crying emoji for Rebecca.
There's no way.
And
There's
now
no
they're trying to claim they
fucking
don't
way.
know what that is, you know?
There's no fucking way. That's like the dog whistle of all dog whistles. Then no, fuck off.
DX's tweets. They made this
Fuck off,
poll
Opera.
back in October, which said, God damn it, you guys, now we have to open Photoshop. Alright, I'm gonna let you choose which would you like to be added to the wallpaper section. Now notice Rebecca wins, but notice what emoji they put next to Rebecca. It's the
Oh my
crying
God.
emoji. It's a reference to all these cunny memes. They knew exactly what they were doing. And if it's not clear, let's look at some of the replies to these tweets. So here's the poll. This user responds with a ooh oh, Rebecca Cunny, erotic brat, ooh oh, with more crying
Oh
emojis,
my
right? They reply with this
That
saying,
guy's
bro
so
down
down
bad
bad.
under
He
a
responds
gaming
to a
browser's
fucking
post.
browser with
Now that
that,
alludes to me
dude.
that they know that these terms prove something that they're down bad for these
That's
lolly
kinda funny,
characters,
though.
right? It makes it pretty clear that they have a pretty decent understanding based on the context. But here's the smoking gun. I don't think you can argue with this in any sort of a way.
Oh my god! Oh, wow!
Straight up fucking say it, dude.
There's not even any guesswork involved. It's literally. Hold on. It's. Does he know? They're talking about the. It's kind of cut off on my screen. But can you read the first
Cut
tweet
off
out
on
loud?
mine too.
Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. But like, does he know? Hold on. What does it say?
So this user
He really
said,
used
"Bro,
a
use
lol
the
emoji."
crying emoji for Rebecca.
Oh, he reads it.
And they had the picture saying, does he know?
Fucking dumb.
Well, Opera GX would reply saying, I know.
They literally said it. They confessed.
Actually telling on themselves. Now they're just like, we didn't know. We're sorry. Maybe there's multiple interns that run the account, like one knows and one doesn't, and they just never fucking talk to each other. But like,
Possible.
that's being very charitable, and that charity's gonna go away real quick when you see the other shit Opera posted.
Wait, did they post even more shit?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Please do a crying emoji Easter egg on the wallpaper, where another user replied, please, if you do, Mr. Manager, I'll install it right now and we'll tell everyone to do it too.
Oh my God.
Where they replied with, ugh, fine. Don't tell anyone I'm commenting on accounts like this though, please. Again, serving into
Wow.
this narrative, they're very clear what all this means.
Oh my
And yet,
God.
they turn around and act like they don't know.
They know, dude.
But here's
They
the video
know.
itself, okay? The whole thing is
Holy
featuring this term. It's in the title, it's in the thumbnail, and it's the
Cunny
entire
allow
basis of this
belly and
video
chest.
that they sponsored.
Oh my
now,
God.
I'm speaking from, they are using the defense that they didn't even know what this video is about,
Yeah, 'cause
or
if-
they didn't even review it at all. Which,
Even if they don't know cunny, right? Even if by some fucking miracle they don't know the word cunny, they see the fucking emoji. They know what the emoji is associated with.
Yeah, it's literally all over the title, the thumbnail. Like you
Yeah.
can't miss it. You can't fucking miss it. And even then, if they like were wondering what kind of video they were sponsoring, they could look up Blue Archive pretty easily.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious what that game is.
Yeah, their fucking mascot's a loli. So.
which is unbelievably
just a Google search.
stupid and unprofessional. So that's not exactly a good defense pleading innocence here or any sort of knowledge of what this video is about. Turning a blind eye doesn't make you innocent, especially if you're sponsoring a video. It's crazy to me. But here's their channel itself. So when they approach them for this sponsorship, this is the kind of stuff you expect from this YouTuber's channel. It is very obvious they have nothing but lolicon and cunny related memes and content, okay? Like if you think I talk about that stuff a lot, this is their entire channel.
By the way.
You know, nothing wrong with that, by the way, but it is very, very clear. Right now, I get the opportunity to do something I have never done to a corporate Twitter account. I finally get to do it. I get to check this off on my bucket list. But Opera GX, your likes are public, bro. And there's a...
Wait, what the fuck is the Fairly Odd Parents one? What the fuck?
That's actually a screen cap from one of the episodes. That's not like edited.
What the fuck?
I think the most surprising thing in here is that Opera GX, if you look on the right side, they liked the fucking amputee nugget hentai artist. When I first saw that, I was like, holy shit, I've talked about this so many times on my own stream. How does a browser, a corporate entity, fucking like that image?
Jesus Christ. Wait, that's Yuko. Wait, there's Yuko.
They like the Yuko art, but they don't know what a lolly is.
What the fuck?
Look, the GX aura that has you blocked is even trying to sniff the feet with you, though.
This is so fucking weird. This is so fucking weird. What? How did they think that nobody was gonna see this?
Because people, for some reason, forget that their likes are public, but like, if I was running a corporate Twitter account, why would I be liking this shit on the corporate account?
It'd have to be like marketing, right? It'd be like you're liking these things so that way people screenshot it. Because I see that pretty often. People like posting like, oh my god, what the fuck? This account liked this, right?
I mean, maybe. But then maybe you shouldn't talk about not knowing what lolly or cunny is.
The Shinji reference where he is an underage character who ends up masturbating next to a comatose patient. You have underage characters kissing in memes that you like. You have Shotokan being used for memes promoting your service that you are liking. You have Miles from Spider-Verse who's underage sniffing feet and things like that. We even posted a image from a lolicon
the fucking amputee nugget. That wasn't a like. That's them actually posting the image. Hold up.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
That's them posting it?
Yeah, look at the fucking
I can't
title
say it's too small.
It says Opera GX. Every time Markiplier is trending, it's just like this.
Oh, I get it, because he's always in the hospital. Jesus Christ.
Please, like, understand how incredibly hypocritical all this is to have these in your likes and in your tweets, but then rip away a sponsorship from someone who has lolly-related content on their channel. But in case the hypocrisy wasn't enough, I mean, I wonder what their stance on furry is, because they seem to like it a whole lot. Like, a whole lot. They seem very okay with it. It's in their likes. They're constantly talking about the fact that they'll host it on their browser, that they'll pay for people's furry inflation commissions, and they have the obvious...
Okay, how are you gonna say you're gonna pay for someone's furry inflation art commissions, but you're also gonna claim you don't know what cunny is? Like, I don't think there's a world in which you know what furry inflation is, but you don't know what cunny is. Like, I can't believe that person would exist.
No.
Why are the furries all wearing programming socks?
Because they're the Opera GX staff?
However, there was another disappointing development to come out of this, and this features Mudahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamers. He's a very popular YouTuber,
Jesus
and
Christ.
one that I watched for many years, but over the past year or two,
I like him, but man,
posted many anti-lolicon related things that are not only disingenuous, but also incredibly hypocritical, and I'll explain why shortly. So he quote retweeted the original tweet sharing the TikTok saying, out of this whole thing, I'm just grossed out about there being a lolly tier list channel. Anyone watching that crap should be on a watch list. Now, some people might be
watch list for watching Pippa, but it's not because she's lolly.
What the fuck, Kirsha? Wait, Nux is against lolly stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I thought he posted lolly stuff. What?
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird when Nux said something against lollies and equating them to pedos.
What the fuck? Am I misremembering?
No, Nux actually followed me recently too, and I was like, what the fuck? What did I do?
I could have swear he used to, because he used to make like anime videos on YouTube and stuff. I thought he used to do all kinds of lolly stuff. What?
Yeah, he edited his older thumbnails that had lolly stuff in it and took them out.
What the fuck?
Lolly content are pedos or should be on a watch list or put to jail or anything like that.
People
And
don't
in that
realize
video,
archives exist.
I featured a small clip from their Some Ordinary
If I delete it, it's
podcast
gone. Don't worry.
that has a
Jesus
very
Christ.
hypocritical connection being drawn where they claim that lolly content is a gateway drug for something worse, but then Mudahar admits to gleefully watching cartel execution videos. It's wild.
I
Let's
like a
give it
good
look.
cartel
I
execution video.
sit over there, I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, I'm like, okay, so that Cupid character that you have, what does it look like? It's actually like 4,000 years old. I'm like, no. What? How old does it look? 8. Okay, well there you go. That's the problem.
It looks like
So
a
that's
fictional
what it comes
character,
from, like,
actually.
Isn't it like a gateway drug? And
You're
it's
right.
Like, it's not a drug. It's not actually hurting anyone. I'm like, bro, just admit it's weird, okay? It's weird, and you can.
Yeah, I can agree with
I
that.
watch cartel death footage
Yeah,
on Reddit.
it is
all the
weird.
time, okay? It's fucking
Sometimes it
disgusting.
can be weird, like those ships in Azure Lane that look like actual kindergartners.
Yeah.
Kinda weird.
Yeah, that's weird. They're adorable though.
No, it's
They're adorable.
Weird,
Kinda weird.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say I don't hate Nux or anything, right? I want to show Nux. Nux has been very nice, right? Like when I was like a very small channel, Nux was reaching out, like being friendly and stuff. So
Oh, that's super sweet of him.
yeah, I think he's personally a good dude. I don't understand what the fuck he's doing.
I don't think pointing out when someone has like a hypocritical take is necessarily like shitting on them either, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't hate someone just because I'm like, wait, hold up, how come you're saying something different now?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, and like with the opera stuff, right? Like I don't hate opera, right? I don't know these fucking people. It's just funny. This is all funny. This is content.
I know I'm watching shit that's ultra
My chat said, yeah, like Pippa has tons of shit takes, but I still love her.
You can see how
Fuck
on that
off! I've
podcast
never had a
and
bad
the
take
tweet we're looking
ever.
at now, there's always kind of a implication that people who consume lolly stuff are actual pedos or leaning towards that route. And of course,
Shut up,
they'll
chat.
never actually say it, but it's highly, he has no evidence or study to back up that gateway drug claim. But I find it very odd that somehow lolly
I think
stuff
the only
is a
time you
gateway
can really
to real
make that claim about the drawings is if someone used like actual image of children as a reference to then draw their like fetish artwork, right?
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
That's
I al-
fucking weird.
I also think when it's like people doing like the realistic art style, right? Like if it looks like a real child. But that's the thing with like anime art, right? Like it doesn't look like people, at least in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And like even when it crosses that line into being like, hey bro, I think something's fucked up with your art, I still don't think it should be equated to like actual child sexual abuse material.
No, God no. There's a difference between like it's still weird and it's still like I don't know how I would feel about it in general. Like if it was like a super realistic like child or whatever drawing or creation or whatever the fuck. Like there's still like a very big difference between that and like actual child porn and stuff. Yeah, it's creepy, but it's
Yeah.
still a drawing.
It's creepy. It's still a drawing. I would side eye that person very fucking hard and be
Very
like, I
hard.
wonder what you got on your PC there, bro.
Yeah.
But
It's a red flag.
yeah.
But execution videos are not a gateway to being a murderer or a torturer sadist or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying
But what about
either
when we
of
get VR beheading so we can behead people in our own terrorist style videos in VR?
Oh my god. See, I think this is part of like the I guess like I think it's a dumb argument, right? Like I don't think Muda comparing. I feel like Muda comparing like his enjoyment of cartel videos was very like a safe take that he knew nobody was gonna actually like dissect. I guess because like when you break it down, him being like, "Oh, I enjoy watching cartel videos," well, people would be like, "Well, there's no argument for like watching violence on screen creating violent urges in people, right? Like that's not a conversation people are having, but people do have a conversation about the escalation of pornography habits, right? Like there's the escalation of people viewing stuff and then watching more and more extreme of content.
The Goon Caves.
Oh my god.
And you're sitting here
Aw.
saying, well, it's just weird
Good
to
comedy,
watch
chat.
Oh my
cartel
god.
execution videos, but that's not a gateway drug. Please explain to me what the difference is between these two things. And at the end of the day, too, as weird as you want to think lolly is, at least it's fictional.
Yeah.
We're talking about cartel execution videos where real people are being tortured and killed.
Okay, don't
many of which
virtue
are
signal.
innocent people.
Come on.
This is a very,
Come on,
very
Rev.
dark
It's-
realm.
it's a
And I'm
weird
not gonna
time to virtue
say that
signal,
that's a
to be
gateway
fair.
to anything. And here's the thing, people would immediately reply to this tweet. It went down in
Oh,
about 15
come
minutes,
on.
where people point
Oh,
out,
man.
didn't you admit to watching cartel beheadings for fun? And it's crazy to me that an account right here that has less than 1/70th of Mudahar's following was able to shut this down so quickly. And here's the thing, like, if you're gonna
like, why would he delete
claim
that?
like this,
Yeah.
right?
'Cause, like,
say
he
that
was being-
you deserve to be on
Man.
a watch list for consuming lolly.
So dumb.
Just
All this is
stand
so
by it.
dumb.
Like, this is the
It
third
is.
tweet Mudahar
It's just like
has
people
posted
wanting
and
to
then later
virtue signal and
deleted,
forgetting that their
making
shit also
similar
stinks,
claims
you know?
about people
Yeah.
who consume lolly. Just stick with it. If that's your belief, then stick with it at least. And of course, like, I don't want to beat this to death, but here's a clip of him talking about how Dropout, a hentai featuring purely schoolgirl characters being used as sex slaves.
Oh, come on! What? What? How does this keep fucking happening?
It just keeps getting worse, Pippa! That tongue has
is
a lot
his
of detail in that
favorite
thumbnail.
hentai.
Yes, it does.
Like, come on, dude. If you have a problem with lolly stuff, you clearly would have to also have a problem with underage characters being sexualized like this, too.
yeah, there's no way fucking Mudahar's pulling out that, well, actually, the age of consent in Japan. No, come on. Come
Oh
on.
my god. Actually.
I don't think anime characters are anything like real people. I just don't. I don't.
I agree.
That's why I don't care about any of it, man. It's fucking
Yeah.
characters.
I was like, I've seen anime girls fucking torn apart and mutilated so many times in regular anime that it's just like they're drawings, man.
Yeah.
Like if I saw that happen to an actual person to that degree, I would probably evoke some sort of empathetic response in me and also possibly fear. But it's like it's a fucking drawing, dude.
It's a drawing. It's just whatever, man.
But moving on, we're talking about people who are sponsored by Opera GX, right? Well, one person who comes to mind is Moist Critical, aka Charlie.
Oh boy, here we go.
He is one of their biggest people, and
Charlie
the
actually
main
has a good tape.
sponsor of Moist Esports
Really?
is Opera GX.
Yeah.
And while we're on the topic, let's hear what
Charlie
Charlie
bless, dude.
has to say about lolly-related things.
And for some fucking reason, Twitter being the cesspool that it is somehow brings anime into this, talking about, well, why is cutie such a big deal when anime has kids being sexualized? Well, first of all, anime is fake. Those like children lolly things, those fucking 900-year-old vampires that look like they're 4 years old, the little cum demons that have existed for 2 millennia, they look like a 6-year-old, those aren't real people. They are animated fake things. These are actual 11 and 12-year-old girls that are subjected to this hypersexualization in this movie that the director has forced upon them. That's very different. This is real world versus totally fucking made up, drawn characters. It's not
Very
even
true.
comparable.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can't separate it.
She sounds so pissy, which makes me smile so hard. She's like actually upset that
Wait,
somebody said.
wait, what the fuck did that say? Read it, Kirsha, read it.
For
Read it.
context, they're reacting to a lolly VTuber saying that lolly has always been a part of the VTubing scene, and people should watch other VTubers if lolly VTubers or related concepts offend them. I don't remember her name, but I remember this mouse VTuber and her getting attacked for like being lolly essentially, and everyone was like,
Oh.
lolly doesn't belong in the VTuber creator sphere, and it's like, fuck you, lolly's been here longer than you've been alive. Lolly's been here longer since VTubing has been a thing. Fuck off, dude.
Yeah. I remember who you're talking about. I can't remember her name, but she's got like blonde hair. Is it like Rooney or something? Or
Yeah, they showed her image a second ago on the screen.
I can't remember her fucking name. Chat, what was her name?
My chat said Rune Banura.
Rooney.
Yeah, like Gura, Nyanners, Shondo all exist, all lolly, all very like hugely watched VTubers.
Yeah.
Sounds so pissy, which makes me smile so hard. She's like actually upset at somebody suggesting to, cool it with the lolly shit a little.
She is right, though. I mean, like, lollies have been there
Flesh
since
tubers
the
move so
beginning.
little that it's hard to tell which one of them is like a still frame and which one of them is an actual webcam.
So it's not like you're gonna kick lollies out of the community. It would just
Why
be on
not?
that person to leave. What do you mean, why not?
Is Charlie the only one moving?
No, there's another one that's moving.
to it.
Oh, top right.
The community had lolicons in it, or lollies, whatever, in it way before these, like, it took off in the Western,
so
so these
slow.
people coming in, they're like, okay, now let's get rid of lollies. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's just not.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about like the Eastern audience or the Japanese anime audience. I think that's ingrained in Japanese culture itself. Like,
I hate when people do that because it's so like backhanded, right? When people are like, oh, well, I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but I'm saying just in general when people are like, oh, well, in the West, right? Like we shouldn't allow loli and stuff, but in Eastern cultures, that's just part of their culture. It's like, bro,
Yeah. And that's the same kind of mentality that gets like all of our video games and our translators and anime to censor all of this shit when it comes over here. I don't want things censored for Western sensibilities. I don't want things updated for a modern audience.
Yeah.
Leave our shit alone.
Yeah.
Like, just leave it alone.
Why is it acceptable over here?
I mean, you just don't have to watch. Like, there's other VTubers that
Yeah.
aren't lollies. Like, just instead of trying to kick them out, just go to a different one because it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not wrong.
So based on that, I think it's very clear that Charlie would not
Very
support
base.
ripping a sponsorship away from someone and publicly shaming a YouTuber over the fact that they're talking about lolly things. I don't think that tracks at all, and I feel like he would definitely disagree with this move.
I'm pausing again, but God, I fucking hate like the going after people's sponsorship. Like that's so fucking. It's such a Karen move, man. It's such a fucking Karen move.
It's because these people, they don't care about what they're spearheading. They just want to feel the power that they can exert over other people and make them afraid.
It's so fucking annoying.
And it's like, as a content creator, I'm not like super huge, but like if I was in a position to be close with a sponsorship and someone else was sponsored by the same brand and they got like cucked in the way that this YouTuber did, I would want to at least try my best to talk to the sponsor and be like, hey, this is going to cause a lot more backlash than you think, and I would like to explain to you why you shouldn't do this. And it's like, I'm always going to praise my partnership with Gameforge because they were probably the best company I've ever worked with.
Aw. Like, I think, from my perspective, anyways, I don't have the perspective of like a company that does sponsorships for other people, but like, it's just like if you publicly like pull your sponsorship or whatever, like you now have that stain, versus if you just like waded through it, nobody will even notice because nobody's looking at you. Right? They might be like, oh, I'll pull the sponsor, whatever, right? But it's gonna be like a few seething people. But when they don't accomplish pulling the sponsor, right? They're not gonna get like the clout from it, so nobody's gonna notice.
They're not gonna get the clout. They're not gonna get the attention. They're not gonna feel the power trip of doing that to another person.
Yeah.
And less people are gonna be likely to try it in the future. I think a lot more brands, when they take on creators, instead of treating them like expendable marketing, they should actually back up the creators when they sponsor them.
I think they just shouldn't say fucking anything at all, right? Like just don't engage with it. Just ignore it.
I mean, yeah,
Stay out of
ignoring
it.
it would be like pretty good as well. But it's like, it depends. It depends on the situation. I feel like if a company is going to sponsor me, unless I do something actually reprehensible, which understandably they would cut me, I feel like talking to me and understanding the situation would be far better than just being like, "Nah, get the fuck out."
Yeah.
You angered the Twitter freaks. Get out.
But moving on, there is a big notion that Opera GX is a big supporter of VTubers. In fact, they sponsor a lot of VTubers. They also interact.
Wait, there was controversy with this as well initially, right? Because they put out I remember this. They put out the audition form, right? And they were like, you have to be like 35 or something. Like you have to be over 30.
Yeah, they had like.
Or no, you had to be under. Huh?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but they had like specific age requirements, and I think they were only also taking the women as well.
Well, that I understand. But like the age requirement is just so fucking random.
Under 30, yeah, it was weird. It was really weird.
I don't know if I can find it on the fly, but
They do not love hags.
They do not.
But we're going to end this video now. I want to address one final thing. Everyone points
It's
out
a previous VTuber? Okay, well that's annoying then.
the fact that
Yeah,
Opera
that's even
GX
worse,
is very well
actually.
known
Yeah.
for being accused of being Chinese spyware. Now, I am not an
Now this is what I'm curious
expert
about.
in this field, so I'm not going to make any claim any sort of a way, okay? But from my own research, I found it very
Don't worry, I have another
curious
video on the
that
Chinese
every
spyware.
single
Hell yeah!
thread that cited sources claiming that Opera GX might be hosting Chinese spyware, those official reports from major news sites have all been deleted. So I found that pretty interesting. But the reason I say that people are concerned about this is the fact that despite being based in Norway, some of the biggest investors in Opera GX are Chinese companies. And I think we all understand the concern there when it comes to privacy. But nonetheless, that's up to you if you want to keep using Opera GX if you feel it's still safe. I mean, every browser has their own issues, but nonetheless, I also bring it up because it just shows the unprofessional nature of Opera GX on this god-awful Twitter account. Every time this whole Chinese spyware thing is brought up, their only response is to say things like ratio and to try to ratio accounts bringing up the Chinese spyware concerns.
Well, I think that actually leads credence to like it not being true, right? Because if they were like actively, like if they actually cared about that, they wouldn't be responding. They'd just be like blocking, right? Like if they're memeing on it, like that's annoying, but that would make me think that it's not. spyware.
And it just shows that
Unless
this
they're
is
just really
an
dumb.
account run by some Zoomer intern.
I don't know. Like again, it just seems like they were trying to catch on to the like Wendy's got super popular because their account, you know, would just like dunk on people. They would make jokes. They would bounce back and forth. Maybe I didn't see it, but I don't remember like Wendy's ever getting like super weirdly political. And it's not like Wendy's has a VTuber either. So it's like at least whoever was running that account knew to sidestep certain things.
Yeah. I think what made the Wendy's account good, which by the way, I think the Wendy's account is good. I'm about to see a bunch of L's in chat probably. But
I like the Wendy's account too.
okay, based. Okay. So with the Wendy's account, like the appeal to it was they would like directly shit on other like fast food chains, which was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right? Like they weren't like, in my opinion, they weren't like too concerned about like being friendly with other brands, which was very appealing. Because usually when brands like act memey or whatever, they're very quick to like kowtow to other brands.
Yeah.
But Wendy's was just fucking straight up like, fuck you, Burger King. Your shit is terrible and frozen and fuck you.
Yeah, it just like it started a trend of like other corporations trying to capitalize on what Wendy's did and they just not being able to pull it off.
Yeah.
I think the only other fun corpo account is KFC Latin America. The Latin American
oh
KFC
God, it's
account
so
is
good!
fucking wild.
It's so good!
Bro, I'm glad you know it. I fucking love it.
Introducing the world's first browser for gamers.
What's that? You don't know about the browser for gamers? Opera GX!
Wasn't Vivaldi initially marketed as this?
I feel like I recognize the name Vivaldi, but like my brain can't remember what the fuck it is.
It was like the Firefox alternative, I think.
Look, if you're watching this, you have probably heard of Opera GX, and if you haven't, Opera GX is a browser which is
Oh, it's not Firefox, never mind.
Opera. Opera GX has around 20 million
Oh, it's
active
Opera.
users
Okay.
and is used by gamers alike. The browser consists of many features such as a CPU and RAM limiter, mods that you can make it as
He's like a
customizable
gamer
as you
Teletubby.
like, and even a built-in VPN.
He's
so
got Charlie
it
Brown
can't be
face.
that bad, right? However, behind the mask
the
hides
hell?
a dark past that many of its users are forgetting to question. Am I even in safe hands? The purpose of this investigation is moreover to enlighten
I just want to say, you're never in safe hands. And the only way to have your data not stolen is to be like Mudahar and the fucking... There's like 10 layers of fucking virtual machines and 5 layers of VPN and then fucking VPN on your on your router, VPN on your phone. Like,
Everybody is stealing your shit all of the time.
All
and
of
it's
the
like
time.
You can do your best to prevent as much of that leaking as possible, but it's like
it's already over.
That's
This
a
does not
lot
help
of
the fact
people.
that
What
Opera, as
the
well as
fuck?
Opera GX, are trying to hide that their company is based in China. The problem with China holding data of other foreigners is that the Chinese government has a history of exerting control over the flow of information and engaging in surveillance activities, allowing China to hold online
Like, what
data.
government doesn't surveil, though?
Yeah, I hate this argument. People are like, oh my god, China is watching it. Yeah, well, so is the fucking US government, all right?
I was like, what?
Who is spying on you through your fucking Xbox Connect, all right? Like, think about this for a moment.
I'm like, I get it. I get that China suppresses information in China, but it's not like they can suppress the information to me. I mean, I guess they could fuck with the browser search engine, but I mean, so does Google, so
Yeah.
does DuckDuckGo. Like, you're gonna
US
have to use
government-
like 5 different search engines.
The US government already does it with Google. So
Yeah.
this is like with the TikTok thing, right? Like people, I think it's completely fair to shit on TikTok,
Oh.
and I think it's fair to assume that TikTok was developed to make Americans dumber. Okay, I think that's
Yeah, I
fair.
was gonna say tinfoil hat time, right? Like TikTok, I think is a different argument because in China, TikTok promotes like things that China wants it to promote.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like the amount of degeneracy or like weird shit that our version of TikTok
It actually
has.
seems based.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I wish we
that's why
had
there's
that.
so much pushback against the TikTok that we have, because the TikTok that we have looks like it's made to distract people and make people dumber, and like all of those
Yeah.
fucking TikTok challenges where people end up like killing themselves. I
Yeah.
was like, that's kind of suspicious, man. None of those trends take off on Chinese TikTok.
Yeah, so I think like that aspect of it is fair, right? To be like to psyop to make Americans dumber.
Yeah,
But-
they saw what Japan did to our culture with anime, and they were like, we want a part of that.
but like the fucking TikTok going to court in the U.S. and they're like the fucking senators or what, the congressmen or whatever. They're like, so TikTok, it has to connect to the internet. Does that mean it can see your information? Is it connecting to the home? And it's like, come on.
Of American users could potentially give the Chinese government access to personal information as well as other sensitive data, enabling surveillance and potentially compromising common principles. Although
you didn't know
Opera
as part of a
Software states the
psyop? Yeah,
Norwegian
wash your
company,
dick.
its parent company, Kunlun Tech, is located in China. This information was relatively hard to find, especially since the only company tied to this parent company is within the Opera group, but is not what holds the brand itself, that being Opera Limited compared to Opera Software. According to Opera's privacy policy, the other companies of the Opera group that may have access to personal data act as data processors for Opera Norway. In short, what that means is that data is able to be transferred and processed between every part of the Opera group so that then it can be processed, including one area in which data is held in China, where it may be a little easier for the company to sell user data. And with this all in mind, it is key to note that Opera can be considered spyware by multiple means. For example, Opera makes on first launch 83 unsolicited requests.
What the fuck?
I especially find this humorous since one of the requests that they make is to Lowe's.com.
What?
As well as that, they do also
Wait, what?
Why Lowe's? What was the one below Lowe's?
I don't. Hold on. Let me. Lowe's.
Upland.me?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, neither have I.
Why Lowe's, dude?
I don't know. That's so strange. Are they trying to target like do-it-yourself dads?
I don't know. I don't know.
As well as that, they do also monitor things such as your geolocation, which is not really ideal for a Chinese company to hold.
That's the one thing that they advertise, like being able to turn off too.
Yeah.
Like the second you open up Opera, it's like, do you want to turn off all the tracking?
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, obviously.
They do also have a list of partners,
Which doesn't even work half the time, by the way. Like, I remember the first few times I booted up Opera to like test it out and make sure it was safe for streaming. I would test shit. I would turn on everything, right? And then I check it, right? Works, okay? I close it, I boot it back up, everything fucking reset, and I can
Oh my God.
it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Other browsers would use a specific domain that is pretty much meant to track your location for business insider purposes, making your data pretty much anonymized. However, this does not seem to be the case with Opera GX, and what they do is they practically have information such as the exact city you're from, zip code, and your literal latitude and longitude coordinates.
What the
Even on
fuck?
Google Chrome, they never run any GeoIP instances.
Are they gonna send
since
personalized
Opera GX
missiles?
runs
Oh
on
my God.
Chromium, which is an open
I've seen this one a bunch too. I thought specifically like they responded against this allegation because there was like this meme of this cat and it's like says it's not Chromium, looks inside Chromium.
Yeah.
Or there's like Chromium, Chromeless browser or whatever looks inside Chromium, and they were like, actually, no, we don't use Chromium. Am I crazy? Am I misremembering?
I mean, I don't remember this at all.
They are Chromium?
open version of Google Chrome, they should not be running any similar practices. However, that does not seem to be the case. It is not known whether they encrypt your data or not. That is all up to you, but this VPN can give them access to personal information such as browser history, a direct insight on your IP address, and even more. So now that you see Opera GX's shady practices, from logging your geolocation unsolicited ways to rerouting all of your data to Opera's headquarters, it should be clear that it may be a little difficult to trust their company. The question still lies as to what you probably should use instead of Opera GX. I personally use Brave, as it is relatively simple to get most, if not all, of the features that lie within Opera GX. I did also run a test, and Brave utilizes less RAM without messing with speed compared to Opera GX does with its RAM limiter. However, if you would like to pick a browser which focuses entirely on privacy and security, I would recommend using something such as LibreWolf, which runs on the same infrastructure as Firefox. Anyways, this video did take hot minutes, so
Fox
please
better
hit
than
that
Wolf?
like button.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it just seems like the typical China's taking your information. I've played Genshin Impact, right? Like, they have my information already.
Yeah, it's over.
Like,
It's all over.
I mean, it definitely seems scuffed, and it's weird that they don't tell you about it. That's the part that I don't like.
Yeah.
That like you have to go and find this information out through a YouTuber instead of the company being forthright with it. And the fact that they try to hide that they are from China, I suppose, is really strange.
It seems kind of deliberately deliberately misleading, right? Because it's like the big thing about Opera is like when you first turn it on or when you first install it, it's like, oh, turn off all these settings, right? Like be completely anonymous or whatever, right? But then actually, if you enable the VPN, it's sending all of that information directly to them. Like it seems very misleading.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like if you're a company, sell me your product. Don't start a fight in a culture war. Don't try to like virtue signal. Just sell me product.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Since we're on the topic of lollies, do you wanna see a Vice whatever the fuck these are called now, about the pedophilic manga industry in Japan?
Oh boy. Okay, put it on, Kirschey. Put the video on. Let's go. Jesus Christ.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.